You know, it's incredible when we just think back to where we were a year ago. I mean, coming into from a market perspective, the fastest bear market on record, and then we already started to see that turn in the market, even as lockdowns were just starting to take root in some of the hardest hit part of the country right now. To see bonuses like this, what do you think? And when you talk about the fact that those bonuses are going to help plug the hole, let's get into that a little bit more, too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, certainly where we were a year ago, we had been projecting a negative year for Wall Street. Instead, we see profits are up significantly. Last best year was 2009. That's certainly reflected in the bonus numbers. The average bonus, as you point out, 184,000, up 10%. So when you look at planning, and the reason we do this analysis, impact on state finances, city finances as well, certainly for New York City, it's in line with their latest budget projections. So that's good news for New York State. And, you know, they're grappling with the budget right now as we speak to get it done by April 1st. The numbers are coming in higher than had first been anticipated. And we had been projecting in recent months higher revenue than the Division of Budget had been projecting. Part of it is that Wall Street has been doing well. And when Wall Street does well and people are getting paid well, we get tax revenue. 18% of the revenue that pays for all the other services that New York State's budget provides comes from the securities industry in New York City, Wall Street. So good news for the people who are working there, but good news for everyone in New York as well, because we benefit from that tax revenue.
Yeah, I really want to dig more into that budget. But first, just to stay with the bonus topic for a minute here, I mean, CNBC earlier this week reported that you have associates at banks like Goldman Sachs that are feeling burnt out and feeling overworked. You got Credit Suisse coming out and saying it's giving junior bankers a special $20,000 bonus. Apollo coming out and also saying that reports that it's going to be paying up to $200,000 to retain some of its associates as well. How are you thinking about that money towards filling the budget? And I guess how does it speak to the state of the labor force here in the state?
Well, a couple of thoughts. You know, first of all, again, in terms of the state, it's a significant part of the revenue that we all depend on. But I think we also have to put it in another context. We were actually losing jobs in the security sector. We're down by about 3,600 jobs last year. And the early numbers that we've seen for the beginning of 2021, another 400 jobs have been lost. So, you know, part of what we're seeing is that the bonuses that are being paid out are being paid out to a smaller workforce. And I think that's really the question for us long term. With what we've gone through with the pandemic, a lot of folks working remotely, including, you know, outside of the state, a lot of talk about firms deciding perhaps to relocate. I think that's the trend we have to look at with some concern at this point. Will we, in fact, lose even more of these jobs? And what will be the impact on our tax base in that regard? So, you know, there's a lot in transition right now.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.